Hey everybody, welcome back to another Slime Fun filled episode with your host Boomer. I want to apologize right off the bat is the plan for the next episode is going to be pushed back one more because we have a brand new plugin that's come out and I want to take you through it. I'm actually very excited about this one. I've been talking with the dev a little bit. She's got some really interesting mechanics in here. It's going to force you to work a little bit for it. It's not going to take a ton of time to craft it, not going to take a ton of expenses. But it's cool, and it's going to get you thinking. You're wondering, what the heck am I doing sitting in a chicken yard? Why is Boomer surrounded by chickens? Well, you guessed it right. We're going to do some genetic chicken engineering, and that's the name of this plugin we're featuring today. So let's get into the guide, and let's talk about it. Genetic engineering with this chicken. So you have a few machineries in here, 3 pieces that you're going to want. You're going to need to make a chicken net. 3 string, 2 stick. Very simple. That makes a chicken net. You need to capture live vanilla chickens to get this started. So you're going to make 1 net. The net is usable forever and ever. It does not wear down. I have yet to have this thing break. All right, and you've got a few pieces of machinery that you need. You need a genetic sequencer, and you've noticed it draws very little power at all. Okay, to craft this, real simple. An advanced circuit. I took my texture pack off, so I apologize, guys. I was checking something out, and my texture pack is off, so I'm on vanilla right now. But you need an advanced circuit board, 4 cobble, and observer 2 oak planks. Very cheap to craft. The private chicken coop. It's big enough for 2. Very cheap, right? 5 birch planks, a jukebox, a bed, a poppy, and a heating coil. Very cheap. An excitation chamber. 2 blackstone, 2 stone, a motor, 2 chains, and a small energy capacitor. Very cheap. All right, and then finally, a boosted excitation chamber causes resources to go a little faster. Still relatively cheap. 4 lead ingots. I shouldn't really say really cheap. For me it is, only because I've got billions of these lying around. So middle price-wise, 4 blistering ingots. It's kind of expensive, especially if you're newer in the game. But 4 lead ingots, 4 blistering ingots, and the excitation chamber. All right, we're going to run just a basic excitation chamber for now. And you see, what are all these chickens? Well, all these chickens represent drops that you can get from this chicken on a repeating basis. We have 2 full pages of them. In addition, you have the ability to get water eggs and lava eggs. Now it says, obtained from a pocket chicken in an excitation chamber. Now, I've been testing this for a while just to see. I did grab a chicken, I stuck him in here, and I'm trying to get from a pocket chicken in the excitation chamber water or lava. So far, I have not been able to do it. I don't know if the odds of it are insanely low, or if I'm missing something. I will reach out to the dev just to make sure I'm understanding how this works. But that's a secondary part. You guys know water's too easy to obtain. And, lava really is too. But I want to make sure I know how that's supposed to work. So let's talk about these chickens. Now, I have powered them up. I've got a void network out here. I do have 3 genetic sequencers put together. I have 8 chicken coops. And I have 4 excitation chambers. This is not a ratio you're going to build. This is simply what I've put together just for the purposes of demonstration. So here's how this works. Let's grab ourselves 2 chickens, 2 vanilla chickens. Say hi, you're on camera. All right. It grabs a chicken and labels it a pocket chicken. Let's grab 1 more. We have 2. Now, pocket chicken, pocket chicken. The natural tendency is going to want to put these into the genetic sequencer to start learning about that. Please do not. If you put them in the genetic sequencer, all you're ever going to get that I've discovered is feathered chickens. We want more than that. So let's open up one of these private coops. We're going to take 2 pocket chickens, we're going to put them in, and they're going to start to breed babies. While that's going, I'm going to take a quick moment, walk you through how this sequence works. And I'm going to split to another video just to show you how you can manipulate their genes. Each chicken is going to have 6 different genetic traits, and they're going to be represented by B, C, D, F, S, and W. And I'll explain that more here in just a brief second. Your goal is to manipulate the genes of the chicken to get the drop you want. So let's head to that video real quick. I'm glad you agree. All right, guys, so let's walk through how the genome sequencing works. Start by capturing 2 vanilla chickens with your net, and you can either run them through the genome sequencer right away, or you can simply put them into the chicken coop. Now in my video, I simply put them into the chicken coop as pocket chickens, and they started making babies for me, and then the babies went into the DNA sequencer. So let's say you've got 2 feather chickens, right? Let's say that's what you get to start with. You put them into the sequencer and all 6 letters are capitalized. Both sets, 100% capitalized. You'll see by this chart, if I take chicken A, and I merge him with chicken B, and they try to have a baby. If you take their letters and you separate them out and you look at all the possible combinations of babies, if all 6 are capital letters, then that is the only type of baby they can create. In other words, you won't make any other kind of resources. So you want to make sure when you've got 2 chickens in a coop, this is why I simply didn't DNA sequence my first 2, because if all I got were 6 sets of capital letters, they're not going to make any other type of chicken baby for me. So I left the first 2 open so that hopefully I would get different chicken letters, out of type. Now, it's possible I could have put my first 2 chickens in a DNA sequencer and gotten a couple of different letters where one was capitalized and one was lowercase, which is fine. But once you've got a chicken, you've got 1 chicken that has at least one of the 6 letters lowercase, now you've got a chance to try to make more. So if I take one of my feather chickens that has all 6 capitalized, and I got another chicken out of the sequencer, let's say the letter B had 1 uppercase and 1 lowercase. When you put that in the chart, now I've got a 50% chance of getting another chicken that has 1 uppercase and 1 lowercase of that same letter. So let's say they make a baby and that comes out to be the uppercase and lowercase. In this case, letter A is my example. Now I want to take these 2 chickens and merge them. In other words, I put them in a chicken coop by themselves. The chickens have B, C, D, F, S, and W. So let's pretend, just to make this easy, follow me here, that the A actually is that letter B, because I'm trying to make bone chicken. I want a chicken that gives me bones. I've got to get one to where both B's are lowercase. So if I have 2 chickens where their B, in this case, would be 1 upper, 1 lower, there is a 25% chance that I can get that chicken to have both letters lowercase. Once I do, that chicken is now producing that new drop. In this case, if it were the B, it'd be bones. If there were 2 lowercase c, it's cobble. 2 lowercase d is dirt, and so on. So I can keep going until I get 2 of these. Or what I could, and to do that, I'd simply take my 1 chicken who had the 2 lowercase and my 1 chicken that had an upper and lowercase. Now I've got a 50% chance of getting another lowercase set of a lay, so that what I can do is, if these are both the B and I get 2 chickens that have both lowercase b's, every chicken they make is going to be lowercase b. In other words, I can make a ton of chickens that make me bones for my Android farms because I need bone meal. And I can use cargo coming out of the coops and out of the excitation chambers, not the coops, but the excitation chambers, and send those bones into an autocrafter to turn them into bone meal, and then send them to my androids, or whatever farm I happen to be needing bone meal on. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. And it works with more than one. If you get a chicken that has 2 different types of lowercase, the process is still the same. You just have to give yourself the best odds of getting the chicken that you want. And remember, not every chicken has 1 set of lowercase. If you want to get all the potential drops that you'll see in the link in the description of the wiki, you could have up to 6 different sets of lowercase letters. So as the chickens are born and you get the lowercase 1 letter lowercase out of that pair that you need, that's the one you start working with breeding with the other chickens. And as you get 2 chickens that have, let's say you got 1 chicken that has a pair of lowercase b and 1 chicken with a pair of lowercase c. Their other chicken, the 2 that has lowercase b is 2 capital C, and the 2 that has 2 lowercase c has capital B. When they merge, there's a 100% chance of getting 1 lowercase b, 1 uppercase b, and then 1 uppercase c, 1 lowercase c. Then you merge them with the ones that are 100% until you get both that have lowercase b, lowercase c. And then if the next one you need is the F, you do the same thing. Get a lowercase f and get it going until you've got 2 lowercase f's. Then start merging it with the one that's 2 lowercase b, lowercase c's until you get a lowercase f with lowercase b and c. Then merge it again with the one that's got 2 lowercase f's. Eventually in time, by doing this, you'll get the gene that you want. So let's try to show this to you in a real world example. Alrighty guys, so hopefully that made sense. I know it's a lot to explain, but if you take your time and go through it, and we'll try to put some real examples here so you can see how this works. And again, it's going to take time to get the chickens you want, especially when you've got multiple sets of lowercase letters to get some of those higher, more valuable items. You're going to have to go through a lot of this, of merging and breeding chickens. So let's see what we've got. I've got 2 pocket chickens in here making babies for us. So that's a baby we'll go check out. And I've got another set over here of pocket chickens. Let's get these 2 going. Now I did put one in before I went and recorded that last segment. So here's what we're looking for. We've got a pocket chicken that has 2 lowercase letters, B and D. So if these were both lowercase and different chickens, that would be, B. Why can't I think of what B was? B, yeah, it's bone. Okay, bone and dirt. So if those were separate chickens that had both lowercases, it's B and D. But because both B and D are in the same one, if they were both lowercase on the same chicken, B and D together would give me string. Now, I don't necessarily have a huge demand for string, but we're going to grab this chicken just to show you how this manipulation works. All right, that's a feather chicken. All uppercase won't help us. Here we go. Oh, we got B, D, and S. So this one has the potential to yield 3 different chickens. All right, so let's do this. All right, these are babies. We got to grow them up. So let's do this. Let's hit him 8, right? Oh, get rid of the 8 that's in my inventory too, so I don't place it down again. Here we go. So, hey, come back here. I want to feed you until you grow up. You can hit these guys with seeds. It takes roughly 75, I believe, to turn them into adults. And once they're adults, you can put them in the coop. If you put them in the coop as babies, they will not breed, nor will they grow up in the coop. They have to be full adults going in. All right, so where is my net? There's my net. Let's pick him up. Okay, so I'm looking for him. There's one. Okay, so we'll put him in this chamber. And now let's take my other baby and give him a ton of seed. So what we're going to try to do, remember I said using that genome sequence that I walked through in Excel, is to get a baby that has both lowercase letters. Any one of them, to get a different type of genome. All right, there he is. So let's put this one in there. These 2 can start breeding. So we've got a lowercase b, a lowercase d. So there's a 25% chance on each one of those letters that they could have both as lowercase or both as uppercase. And there's a 50% chance that both could be upper and lower. So he's got about 45 seconds. Let's see, did we put any more in here yet? No. So we'll go ahead and grab a couple more babies, or pocket chickens, I should say. And let's do 2 in there. And pocket chicken, pocket chicken. Okay, and that's the one I got to throw away because we already did his. Okay. So while these guys are close. So ultimately, what you want to try to get to is to have one of each chicken that has 2 lowercase. One on the B, one on the C, one on the D, one on the F, S, and W. When you've got that, you now have the ability to manipulate every chicken to get what you want. So you'd want to have all 6 that have the one of each lowercase. Then you want to get level 2. If you want to get those, you can pick and choose. So if you want to get string, you take the bone and dirt chickens, both lowercase, and have them create a baby. And there is a chance that you're going to have an uppercase and a lowercase b and an uppercase and a lowercase d out of the same chicken. When you do, not feather chicken. When you do, you can merge them again. Here we got a B and an S. When you merge them, then you've got the chance to create a lowercase b and a lowercase d. Then you can merge them with the lowercase b chicken to get them both lowercase with their baby, and then a lowercase d to get a lowercase with the baby, and then merge those two. All right, so we got another pocket chicken. So this is the one we want to watch, is this baby right here. Hopefully, this one has double lowercase. So those both were feathers, so those are kind of useless for me. Okay, we got a lowercase b, lowercase s, lowercase d, lowercase s. So if I were to merge these two as adults, I've got a chance to get both as my lowercase s. And that's simply how you can go about merging the chicken. So if I get both as lowercase s's, I'm going to get sand if these two were to have an offspring. And there's a slight chance that one of these, you got BB lowercase and one of each and two uppercase. So there's a good chance that not only could I get the s's with both lowercases, I could have the B or the D or B and D could have one of the lowercases, where you keep going back and merging the chickens you want. So here's what I would do is I'd go back to the list that I showed you earlier that I'm going to link in the Discord, find the item you want. So for example, if I want glass, I need the B, the C, and the S to all three be lowercases. So I want to find chickens that have B, C, and the S as one of the two are lowercase. And I'm going to start to merge them until I get double lowercases of one of them, or more if I get lucky enough. So if I get both lowercase b's, now I need to get the C and the S. As soon as I get a chicken that has a lowercase c, I'm going to start merging them until I get enough process over time to where now I've got a lowercase b and a lowercase c, where they're both lowercase, and then I can do the same thing with the S, or whatever order they come in. So let's take a look and see now, what did that one chicken give us? All right, well, we ended up with lowercase b, lowercase d. So we didn't get the double. So what do? We go back and grab the next set of babies, right? Because we're trying to create a lowercase b, a lowercase d, either one of those, where we want both sets to be lowercase. And that's the simple process that you've got to walk through. So from a cost standpoint, this is really cheap to put together, with the exception of the advanced excitation chamber. You really don't need it. It's not, it's going to produce more, but once you've got two chickens that both have the recessive genes, both of them are the same lowercase that you want, and you start breeding them, you can make a ton of these. So let's see if we get here. I want to show you this, what happens when you get two of them that are both the same lowercase, and we put them in the chamber. Bingo! We got two lowercase d's. So this is a dirt chicken, right? You see? Dirt chicken. So let's grow up our dirt chicken. You see, he's got a new name now. He doesn't have feather. He's got dirt. So we're going to put this guy in, and what you need to do is put him in an excitation chamber. It's got to be powered. And again, these don't draw much power. Now, if I wanted to get more than one dirt chicken, because I need a ton of dirt, well, I could keep breeding these two together. Ultimately, though, if I want to get different ones, I'm going to use this guy and continue to breed him in different circumstances. So if I put him in an excitation chamber, he's an adult, dirt, fully healthy, guess what? He's going to start making dirt. It looks like it takes about 9 or 10 seconds. About 9. Yeah, it seems about right. And he's going to start giving me dirt over and over and over and over. And again, if I want more chickens making dirt, I simply go through that same process, right? If I come back down here and I see, hey, look at this. I now have a bone chicken. I have a double lowercase b and a double lowercase d chicken. If I put these two together, there's a high probability that their offspring are both going to have a lowercase uppercase b and a lowercase uppercase d. Then I start merging them with the two that are double until I get both of them lowercased. It just takes time. That's it, if you're willing to work through it. So I let that baby, I release him into the wild, I let him grow up, I capture him, I stick him in an excitation chamber, and now every 10 seconds he's making bone for me. I get 100 of those going. I've got a bone meal farm for the androids. Guys, I really hope you appreciate it and enjoyed this. and got something out of this. This just came out literally, I believe it was yesterday, so about 24 hours ago. Again, I'll have all the links in the description to learn more about the sequencing. I highly encourage you to read through it again. Feel free to ask questions. I will do my best to explain it without trying to get too analytical and scientific in the description. But as always, when we're playing Slimefun, you've got to go Boomer or you got to go into the chicken coop. We'll see you later. Don't worry, I'm not calling Colonel Sanders. We made a deal. He's going to leave you guys alone. It's okay. Really. No, I'm telling you. No, your agent and I, yeah, we worked it all out. You're good. All right.